the first part of the speech about city's law is the most boring part, because I need to explain what is city's law. Probably nobody know well what is city's law. So I try to explain in a few minutes what does it mean. City's law is an international association, non-profit association, that combine public bodies of town, born in Orvieto in the 1999, thanks to a first idea of Paolo Saturnini, former mayor of Grevin Chianti, in the center of Italy. And other three mayors of Bra, Positano, in the south of Italy, and Orvieto. And Carlo Petrini, probably many people know Carlo Petrini, the founder of Slow Food. Città Slow today includes around 250 Città Slow in 30 countries. In Italy, the big part of the association, the Città Slow are 83 and represent the foot of the iceberg world, and is the reason of Città Slow. An association that, despite or even because the crisis of the system that we cross worldwide, showing the world the best deepness, the value of the city, the sense of a living community and durable, participation and sharing on a social objective. This is the map of the City's law in the world. The most important thing for me is the 30 countries. City's law is not only an Italian way to live, to manage the city, to improve the life of citizens. This is a model that we can use all around the world and fight against the no good development of modernity. In the modernity, we have three key principles. These are local identity, the value of memory, the cultural heritage of the area, the environmental protection, natural and social development in sustainable terms, the sense of limit. This is important. The sense of limit. Also for the tourism. It's not important only the quantity, it's important the quality. Also, in the normal life, it's not important to live hard, fast. No. We need to live well, and the other part is the happiness. Resilience applied to the public administration. But the most important is the community. The center of the City's law city is the community, is the people. The most important thing is the people. How the people live. How the people think for the future. The vision. The innovation, yes, also the innovation. But not only for produce. The innovation is important in City's law only because the innovation is good for wellness, for obtaining more wellness for the citizen. The community as a tool for local defense and the distortion of the prevailing model. Sorry. Share social responsibility, participation, integrational exchange. The slow culture that is the center of City's law is proposed as a counterculture positive and active way to improving the living condition of the urban and rural population, without necessarily accomplish and quantitative growth, but rather in terms of multi-sectoral investigating about every possible solution aimed at solving the problems. Very important in Città's law are also the proactive defense of the environment and social that we received from our ancestors, and we have a moral obligation to pass on the future generation in the best possible condition. We live today, but we work for the next generation. We need to transfer the culture, the heritage culture, not only tangible, is not only important the monument, the museum, no. Also in this case, the most important thing are the people. Because the heritage of community as the heritage of people. We learn many things by a visit to a museum, but we learn more if I talk with our parents or grandparents. Città's law means promoting, thanks to the tool of local government, action plan, environmental policy, educational policies, and good citizenship, social policies and inclusion, and also for the work, the so-called good life. A state of equilibrium constitutive of the human condition today, threatened by progressive turbo technology tools, phenomenon and relationship, alienation caused by the speed and competition without rules that become a social disease and medium term, diseconomy, trivialization of the human being. That way, Città's law is essentially an economic project. Do not forget our history and essence. The search of the best technology application was sustainable for the planet, the natural environment, infrastructure and services to individuals, creates medium to long-term sustainable economy, job security, social stability, widespread wealth, social justice. But it goes without saying that Città's law is a partner applicable in the context of democracy. Without freedom and shared rule, you cannot implement a level of quality of life and social and economic context of a community. The decentralization of decision-making reflects the principle of subsidiarity. This is also very important, the subsidiarity. The argument that the political action that is sharing population and local environments should always be implemented at level planning. That is the way to cornerstones or relative success of Città's law in the world. The environment, sustainable development, but also social inclusion, shared responsibility, participatory democracy. Città's law is not to be a gate-down elite. Ecological, yes, but close and defensed by armed guards. On the contrary, it is a model community that is open today for about 15 million people in the world, including big cities, Città's law supporters. This is the first part of our experimental project, Città's law tourism. For me, it's not important to talk about tourism. For Città's law, the tourism is an experience. Travel is not a visit of place. I can try to visit a place. I pass through a place. I visit a museum. I visit have a view of sea. 3 minutes, yes. I try to short. But the most important thing is change a way to do tourism. Tourism is not only an industry. For Chitoslow, this is the most wrong thing. Tourism is an experience in a community. You can taste the food of community, but you can learn how the food was made. You can learn how the people prepare the food. The Italian food is very known in the world. Many people try to do an Italian plate. How of you try to cook pasta? But you try. But you must learn how the Italian people cook pasta in this way. And for Chitoslow, this is the most important thing. If you visit Chitoslow, you must know the people. And we choose a different way to present the Chitoslow travel, the Chitoslow tourism. Also in Polliga, the municipality of Polliga is my city. I'm the international president of Chitoslow Association, but first of all, I'm a mayor. I'm a mayor of Pollica, a small city in the south of Italy, in the Campania region, Salerno province. It's very small city, 2,500 people live in Pollica. But in the summer, we are a big city. But nothing changed. Why? Because we are Chitoslow. And all the people visit Pollica, 40,000 people visit Pollica in the summer. No way. You can go with a fisherman to fish in the Mediterranean Sea, and after cook the fish with fishermen. And you discover the most important lifestyle in the world, probably the Mediterranean lifestyle. UNESCO recognized the Mediterranean lifestyle, or lifestyle, the lifestyle of Pollica, as a human, intangible heritage for the humanity. A world intangible culture heritage. The lifestyle. This is very important for us. So we have another vision of tourism. Many tourists, yes, is important. Is an economic way of value. But not important, not only this is important for us. For us, the most important thing is awareness of the heritage. And the most important thing is the wellness of citizens. Also with the tourism. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, we are continuing the talking after our president of Chitoslow International, and we enter more deeply, in short, in a hurry, not slowly, fastly, about speaking about the Chitoslow touring proposal. The Chitoslow tourism project may be inserted in the general context of the tourism. Also, the moderator, the vice deputy director has just told the tourism sector is improving and go on quite fastly. Between 2017 and 2016, more 7%. is not a little number, because we are speaking about a million of new tourists every year in the world. The matter now is how to manage that, this positive phenomenon in part, partially. This is the international tourist analysis in 2017. I don't bore you with the numbers, but you can look the Asia and Pacific area more 5 and 6% is so in line with the mean of the year, but everywhere in the, where is the light? Also other number in Europe quite less, but in general Africa more. It's very up every year. But the tourism is also inserted in the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations, and minimum in three, the number 8, in number 12, and number 14 of total 17 of these important points by 2030. The decent work, economic growth target, the responsible consumption and production, and also interesting overall for Taiwan about the water policies, because water policies are so important also for tourism, for sustainable tourism. The problem is some part of the planet has zero tourism. I don't know, in some part of the mountains, highest mountains of the Taiwan, but it is important to reflect about. I stay personally in this little valley in Albania, arriving by feet, hiking long distance, hiking, trekking from Kosovo, Montenegro, and Albania. And you arrive in the wild and very, very delayed, not slow, is delayed area, not developed. Teti Valley is fantastic, but no services, no equipment, no transportation. It's quite depressed, and no take money to the people, and the people are migrating to the big cities, to Tirana, to Europe, to other sides. But we have other side. In my region, Costa Ciaro, Italy, is a little hills and mountains village. Only 2 examples. Very nice place, very lovely, wild and rural mix area, but no touristic, no tourists, no hotels, no. It is another example. They need to be developed to avoid the social desertification, like happened, for example, in Japan. 40% of the Japanese area territory are under shrinking community phenomenon. The people are going to the Kyoto, Tokyo belt. 43 million of people. Over tourism, zero tourism, over tourism. Too low tourism, too much tourism. Too much tourism means in my region there is also Assisi in Italy, and it's an example. Many people, too many people per place, per time. It's a problem. It's an opportunity, but overall it's a problem. Destroying the experience. This is Assisi, San Francisco area. Too many people means to face this phenomenon, to modulate the number of people. The extreme phenomenon is in Venice. In Venice, with the big cruise, with 4,000 people, 5,000 people per boat, is too many for a little ancient and delicate environment like Venice. This is a video, but I go on not to waste time. There is an Al Jazeera video, so interesting about this. You can find in the website. But tourism is not only, this is Barcelona. The people living in Barcelona in the last years are against the touristic phenomenon. Against. We don't want tourists in our building. This is not beach resort, because the people slept in the beach. But also in Angkor, Cambodia, it's too many people there. Also close to you in the Philippines, you know, Boracay beach was closed, completely closed for 6 months, and so. You know, it is a phenomenon quite recent. Too much tourists, too much problem, too big problem, also environmental, not only social and environmental. And so Città's law is in between the wilderness, the area not developed, wilderness areas, very green territories, not destroyed by civilization, and the moon park. We can transform also the Alps, also the mountains, in the artificial way to attract different target of tourism. In the middle, there is Città's law. Sustainable tourism that produce value without jeopardizing their resources, without destroy by yourselves. Resilience concept that the President Pisani has told is so important, because resilience means to be able to improve without destroy by yourself when the external conditions are changing. It is a biological concept, but we can apply and take for tourist policies too. Why not? Why not? Okay, I just speak about that. There is a limit. The concept is the limit. If with the limit there is direct economic data, yes, it's a problem. Some questions, the territories, towns, or big cities, touristic offices, authorities should make. Which things we want to become? Which vision does it inspire our run of development? What idea do we have some future? Which idea of future we have? What model of easy living style do we have in mind? How do we want to be perceived? This is the premise question before to apply the every touristic policies. Because if you choose some in some way, you can destroy the future of this area about touristic, not the future in total, the future touristic future of some places. Because sometimes you think in good faith to create development, but it's a short term, not medium and long term, not in favor of next generations. Città's law tourism is just this big challenge from the positive slowness movement worldwide. The balance in the tourism sector is not easy. It's a big challenge, we know. But the first pilot project, like in Polica or in another Città's law, are very positive, and we are trusted that it is good for the future. This is a little village in Iceland, Djúpivogur. It's a Città's law, and they stopped the big cruise. They accepted only little boat with maximum 150. They have calculated how many people we can host without lose our soul, our community spirit, and also our environment. And they decided the number is not close the number, but by regulation they don't accept in the harbor big boats of cruises. And so the resilient city, it's a resilient touristic city. Low carbon footprint and the presence also of population increase, low level of crime, social fabric strong, sustainable mobility, social inclusion, high percentage of green spaces, consumption, energy, food locally. We just told also in the, of course, in the quality project of marketing, touristic marketing, like a romantic road. It is some ingredients of our pie, of our Città's law pattern. But about tourism, the tendency in the next 20 years, you will know all of you, health, experience and nature. It will not exist in the next 20 years, touristic phenomenon without that. because this is the strong tendency for all target, not only young people but also elder, for all. But the new tourist means sight feeling, not only sightseeing, feeling. We just told, all speakers told, that feeling is important, how I perceive places, community experiences. And the new tourist is based overall about experience. We repeat, but experience is also the new status symbol. It's not for elite, but the people are looking for experience. Because experience means okay, this is the TripAdvisor, for example, survey. Sorry, it is in Italian, but the first 55% of which characteristic do you want, do you like, do you need for your travel? 55% unique experience and interesting. It's a new. Overall, other points about the motivation for experience, the new status symbols, but this is so important. From Canadian Tourism Commission, a tourist product is what you buy, but a tourism experience is what you remember. The president of Stefano Pisani said, it's a memory of your experience, and I go home back. And I told to my neighbor, to my friends, to my parents, and I share the experience, and I live happier. Città tourism, in short, resilience, relocalization, and economy of the community. Also circular economy in the environmental way, but not only that. The co-responsibility of the community. And the number, okay, I go in a hurry, sorry. Città tourism is curious over the obvious for travelers, enter in the places. Not only package, industrial package, standard package, but if possible to diversify the season, not all things, not all experiences. For example, it's possible to be proposed every season. The season is different, the proposals are different. Why not? It's more complicated, more tailor-made. The number, calculate the numbers of possibility, the carrying capacity. One time in the past we have calculated carrying capacity only for protected areas. Now we are obliged to calculate the carrying capacity of Taipei, of the big place or little village. It's the same, but each has different carrying capacity. Consider. Open the city, the communities and territory. Yes, extract the best. You have romantic roads or some of little piece of romantic road, and you can connect in the unique project. But you have also many piece of Città tourism package to build. We have in the Taiwan at the moment 4 Città. The capital is Fongling, but we are 4 Città. We can expand the number of Città, but each Città is able to realize a project like this. Learning by doing. Yes, experience means also to participate to the activities. In Italy, in this moment, it is time of vintage olive groves. After the wine, there is a period for oil, it's concluding, and the tourists participate in the fields to pick up olive from the trees. It's a little experience, and take the olive to the mill to produce the final products, high quality. It's a little experience, like in the grapes wine vintage. You can participate to the agriculture or handicraft activities a little bit. Why not? Be creative in this way. active community, activate a permanent community that support the package and tourist program from inside and outside, voluntary associations, schools, artisans, farmers, artists, tourist services, transport. This is the mix of the Città package. Nothing of extreme new, but is this new? Because nobody do that before, because for professional organizers like tour operator, it's hard. It's too much expensive. It means to stay in the place, not on the standard way. You have to have people in the town, each Città to help to build this different approach for tourism. Okay, yes, not all, the sense of the limit is not only about number of tourists, but it is also about the kind of structures. Not all the hotels are perfect for this kind of, all hotels are accommodation, but it is better to find a little or medium-sized hotels or bed and breakfast or other kind of hostels, yacht hostels you told, for different targets to enter in the community, not standard, not Hilton syndrome. Okay, I just told enough. I don't, it is often use a training period open to the all interested to create a new approach. Yes, we have in the Città movement a training, permanent working spaces to train the public officers. After us, we have the experience from Jeonju in Korea. Jeonju in Korea is very interesting experiences. The lady is a public officer. We have trained the people to learn the new spirit and the new approach and the new modality to create and propose Città package. This is in short what we are doing now. I cannot enter because the time is finished in the details, technical details, but the destination management organization of Città tourism packages is so interesting and a good challenge for us. Okay, all package, hope it's an indication useful for the consumer. Thank you for your attention. Sorry for the speedy because we are slow in the content, but very fast. Okay, thank you so much for your attention.
我是那个台北蟾蜍山聚落的一个社区组织。那我们社区其实是在台北的市中心旁边的一个非正式的聚落。那以前比较是主要是1949年跟着国民党来到台湾的军人所组成的一个移民聚落。那我们社区大概有200户的居民，其中有40户在10年前的时候搬离了，所以我们社区现在有40户的空屋。那本来5年前要准备拆除，那在社区大家觉得这个记忆是我们整个社区很重要的一个资产，所以我们社区就一起去提报文化资产。那现在变成是台北的一个文化景观保存区，也是这10年来台北市最大的一个文化保存区。那明年的话，就是台北市政府的文化局，他们开始要打算去整修这40户的房子。那其实我们在社区，我们觉得它是一个很有生活感的一个社区。那我们也很担心说，未来这40户的房子修好之后，可能会不会有太多的观光客进来，反而就像刚刚提到的，我们社区反而失去了我们自己的灵魂这样子。那所以我们最近就是很积极的在跟台北市政府文化局一起去思考未来的一个经营模式。那我们也参考了慢城的一些案例。希望未来可能是以预约体验的方式去让就是去控制这个游客的量，然后去做比较深度的一个体验。那我们其实也蛮想 了解说，就是在刚刚有提到一个很重要的，就是 carrying capacity， 就是承载的这个量的这件事情。那我们想了解的是说，在慢城的体系里面，关于这个承载量是是怎么去计算出来的？是有社区居民大家一起去讨论说这个承载量是有多少呢？还是它是有一个科学的方式？那因为其实一个社区里面是有很多的商家跟居民所组成的，那这些商家个人可能都有各自的利益嘛，在考量。那如果说我们要去让整个游客的数量是可以控制在一个可以营造舒适生活、一个好的生活的一个量的话，那这个部分就是对这个部分怎么去让所有的社区达到一个集体的共识，我们蛮想了解这一块，谢谢。
Normally for protected areas, for calculating the wild animals, species, the conflict between species, wild animal and humans, and so. In Cittàslo, it is more difficult, but Cittàslo are little or medium-sized communities, and it is easier to check, to take the control of the situation by the mayor, by the tourist office, by the stakeholders of tourists, many. You can adapt the situation in base of the surface, if you are large or tiny or little, and the number of services, accommodation, guide tour, possibility of apply our style of welcoming to the tourist, because it's not possible to receive every time in every place all the people they want. It's obvious.